like the rape of Nanking, some of the instances where the Japanese were going into China and brutally attacking the Chinese. That was a concern of ours leading up because that was affecting our bottom dollar, not so much because of our humanitarian concerns for the Chinese.
Was that the time where it was like Unit 301 or whatever?
Unit 731. So that was part of World War II, but leading up to that, the rape of Nanking, where they went in and invaded Manchuria and parts of China. Japan and the U.S. were competitors for the Chinese market, and Japan was invading that market, basically. All right, during World War II, the question is, who were the big three? So who were the big three allies during World War II?
Russia,
Great Britain, America.
U.S.
Germany.
Who are big allies?
France.
India.
Soviet Union. Britain.
China.
U.S.
China.
Wait, the people or the countries?
China.
North Korea.
U.S., Britain, and Russia.
Play another game.
That's how you feel?
So I guess I should rephrase the question. Who are the big three?
Oh, Russia. It was Churchill, Stalin, and Roosevelt. And Lincoln.
Right. Churchill, Stalin, and Franklin D. Roosevelt. So FDR, Stalin, and Churchill. So that would be U.S., Soviet Union, and Great Britain. Those three countries were the countries that basically, just as Stalin is Russia, he's the one. Stalin. Well, Mussolini was the.
Do we need to know?
Churchill, Stalin, FDR, or you should. It's listed as U.S., Soviet Union, Great Britain. What was the
Wait, U.S.
Soviet Union, Great Britain?
So it's FDR, Stalin, and then who else?
Churchill. But put down the countries, not the persons.
Yeah, I know.
What was persons?
Do I get a break?
Put down.
Do I get a break? Can I get one break?
On your push-ups?
Yeah. I get one break.
Come on, we did bench shit. We were always here at max, which is 95%.
I'll give you a break at 20.
Okay, sounds good.
Then you can do your last 15. What was the Manhattan Project? I'm gonna do
Bombs.
five more questions here.
Bombs.
What was the Manhattan Project?
The making of the atomic bomb.
Secret program that created the atomic bomb.
Atomic bomb, making of the atomic bomb, any combination thereof. The creation, the nuclear kind of plant that created the nuclear bomb for the U.S. So the options are Roosevelt's program for continuing relief, recovery, and reform during World War II, organization that called on Americans to support the war effort at home, a propaganda piece warning of the threats to democracy in World War II, or secret government project that created the atomic bomb.
Wow.
So Manhattan Project's pretty straightforward. You should know that should be pretty common knowledge for you. What was the Manhattan Project?
What was that again?
Secret government project that created the atomic bomb. 31. Which of the following is not a reason why people didn't support the Vietnam War? I don't like this question. I'll give you the answer on the test. I don't like this question.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Well,
I don't like any of them.
Is it C?
I'll give it to you later. Number 32.
I don't know.
Why was the younger generation of Americans in the 1960s referred to as the New Left?
They were socialists.
Okay, options are they were the new generation of Americans that fought to restore the progressive movement. They fought for change in the U.S. without the use of communism or socialism. They fought for change in the U.S. by advocating communism and socialism. Or this younger generation of Americans supported Vietnam. The older Americans resisted it.
D or C.
I would say more accurately, they fought for change, but they didn't want communism or socialism. They were not communists or socialists, because that's very taboo, especially during the height of the Cold War. They did not want those two things to happen. So they fought for change in the US without the use of communism or socialism. All right, two more here. What effect did World War II have on the American economy? At the end of World War II, what effect did it have on the economy itself? Okay, so you say restored it, so
Jobs.
more jobs.
Jobs are going up like 76%.
People were, after war, people were making money, houses were being built,
Booming.
the economy was booming. So, of those options, which is most accurate to say that? War is expensive, it drained the accounts and put the government in even more debt.
No.
It had Americans focusing more on agricultural goods to supply troops with food. It caused the economy to collapse once more as production shifted into military goods. It successfully returned Americans back to work, increased wages, and recovered the economy fully.
Yeah.
If you said it successfully returned Americans back to work, increased wages, and recovered the economy fully, you would be correct. And lastly, increased wages, brought Americans back to work, recovered the economy fully.
Get an A on me.
If, last one, what is a boomtown? On your, number 9?
A city that, during the war, for, supplies for, mills like guns and ammo and all that.
Right, so it could be a place like, for instance, in Tennessee where the atomic bomb was built, a city was built around it, or it could be a military base where tons of people moved in to, as a military base. So a boomtown, a military city that produced weapons for World War II, a city in America that was a hotspot for protests in the Vietnam War, a new city that developed quickly in order to produce weapons for World War II, or a city that housed missile silos to launch nuclear weapons.
Wait, is it A and C the same answer?
A military, so A says a military city that produced weapons. What happened was these cities didn't exist, so that's why C is more accurate. It says a new city that developed quickly in order to basically produce weapons for World War II. So it's a city that developed quickly. It didn't exist